Okay, today we'll start motion in one dimension. Now before directly going to motion, we'll first understand about scalar and vector quantity. You know it little bit. And in the previous physics class in measurement chapter, I have already told you something about physical quantities and little bit about scalar and vector. Now in this chapter, we'll go in a broader way. Now as I've told you, you know that what are physical quantities. We know that anything which is a measurable quantity in physics are called physical quantities. And these physical quantities can be broadly classified as a scalar quantity or vector quantity. Now scalar quantities, simply we can say scalars. Vector quantities also we can say vectors. What are scalar quantities? The quantity which can be expressed only by their magnitudes. That means we have just the values and it does not require any direction to express them. Like for example, if I say the mass of a body, say we have a 5 kg potato. Now that 5 kg potato means is the mass of the potato is 5 kg, and that's enough information. I know that the mass is 5 kg. It has nothing to do with the direction. So you don't require any direction to express mass. Similarly, time or length of an object. When I say an object is of length 5 meter, then we don't require any direction to express it. The length of the object is 5 meter, that's enough. So those quantities which can be expressed only by their magnitudes are called scalar quantities or simply scalars. And hence we can say that we require only two parameters to express a scalar quantity. Because for measurement we at least require a magnitude and unit. So in case of scalar quantity, we just require these two parameters. So that means just now I have told you mass of a body is 5 kg. So that 5 is the magnitude and kg is the unit. So therefore we can say that in case of scalar quantities, only magnitude and unit is required. Example, the mass, length, time, distance, density, work, etc. There are others also. You can go through the chapters, you can understand. And in case of scalar quantity, we can do simple addition, multiplication, subtraction for calculations. Just normal mathematical process. You have already done in mathematics also, you have done speed, distance, time. Now that speed, distance, time, all these are scalar quantities. And when we used to do those calculations, we just used to do speed is equal to distance by time. Distance is equal to speed into time. So we just do normal addition, multiplication for calculation in a scalar quantities. But in case of vector quantity, the calculation is different. Vector algebra that you will learn in higher classes, not up to 10. Okay. So the next quantity is vector quantity, and as you know, vector quantity means those which requires magnitude as well as direction to express it. Now you require both the magnitude and direction to express it, and then that is called a vector quantity. Like for example, if I say move an object, you are just instructing somebody to move the table. Yeah, move an object. The first thing that come in somebody's mind will be in which direction? Which direction I will move? Move that object. Because an object, an object is here and somebody asks you to move it. Now where you will move it? You can move it here, 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 you can move it here. Any direction you can move. So if I say displace this body, say by 10 meter, then the first thing somebody will ask you, in which direction I will move it in 10 meters. So that means when I say displacing a body, then I require to also tell the direction. Now how we can express? We can say ki displace this body 5 meter east. Then somebody can understand ki this is the object and I have to displace 5 meter east. Then the object reaches here. And that was my desired position. And unless I mention that 5 meter east, I don't know how to move it, where to move it. So that I can say therefore that displacement is a vector quantity. And similarly, you know, if I say displace the body, displace this body, just as I've told you, by 5 meter east, okay. I want to displace this body A by 5 meter. In which direction? East. And a person comes and use a force here in this direction. So applying a force towards north, and my desire is to move the body in east. That's not possible. So therefore, when I am applying a force to displace a body, that also should have a specific direction. So for displacing this body 5 meter east, I have to use a certain force which is required. And my direction of the force has to be towards east. And hence I can say that force is also a vector quantity. Just giving force to a body does not, we can't accomplish our work. We require to use our force in a specific direction. And then only you can get a desired work. So if I say just apply 5 Newton force and the body will be displaced towards east, no. I have to apply that force, 5 Newton force, towards east. So that force has to be in east direction. So therefore force is also a vector quantity. And naturally, now if I talk about gravitational force. So gravitational force is also a force. And it is also acting in a definite direction. Earth is pulling every object towards itself. So we say that's gravity, force of gravity. So the direction of the force is downward. And that is the weight of the body. When I have in class 7 and 8 we have studied about weight of a body. What is the weight of a body? Weight of a body, a body weighs 5 Newton on earth, weighs 0 in space. Why? Because in space there is no gravitational force. But on earth the gravitational force is there. So if I say the weight of this body is 5 Newton, this means the earth is actually attracting this object with a force of 5 Newton. And in which direction? In the downward direction, And therefore weight of the body now, our weight always acts in the downward direction. I am standing here and I am putting a weight on the ground. So that means that the weight is in the downward direction. So that is the concept of a vector quantity. Now we have other also vector quantities: displacement, velocity, acceleration, force. So these are all etc. So after this we will go broadly about the scalar and vector quantities, and hence we can say that the vector quantity requires three parameters to express. The first is the magnitude, naturally unit, and the third is direction. So scalar quantity requires two parameters and the vector quantity requires three parameters. The numerical value of a vector is always positive. Okay, the numerical value of a vector is always positive. But sometimes vectors are also represented by a negative sign. But that negative sign does not mean that the quantity is negative. Negative sign implies that it is acting in the opposite direction. Wherever you desire, it is acting in the opposite direction. I'll explain you after this. Okay, so first you copy these points. Later on I'll give you more notes. But these are the main points. Now this is about scalar and vector. So you copy this and then I'm going forward.